Cricket World Cup, Day 2, Pakistan versus the Netherlands. Big game today. And yeah, so huge. Well, obviously, you weren't with us yesterday. Me and Jono, the Cricket Badger Gordon. Welcome to
Thank you.
You watched the game today. I have seen a few highlights and a few bits and bobs. Unfortunately, I had to have mine a work break. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions.
Wonderful.
One, what was the crowd?
Crowd was the same as yesterday. It was probably empty as anything. So I didn't know this, but I did a bit of research as to asking why the crowds were so empty. You know, tickets went on sale 41 days prior to the World Cup starting. I was like, apparently it was also quite a convoluted process in order to do it, which it meant that you had to do something, wait 24 hours. So, yeah, I mean, ticket sales are not gone particularly well. I
No.
do think that when it comes to an Indian match, though, that the ground might be quite full.
Yeah, there'll be 175 million people all fitting into that stadium that England played at. But anyway, it looks like from the result, a pretty comfortable win in the end for, I think it was classed as comfortable on the Super Brew app, the league that we're in. You are top.
I am.
I am not.
No, you're not.
But yeah, comfortable win by all accounts, wasn't it?
Well, when you look at it on paper, it looks that way. But when you look at how the game actually unfolded, it wasn't, because the Netherlands did really well and started quite well with the ball against Pakistan. They had them, 38 for 3. And if you look at the way the Netherlands started, they were 130 for 2. So it was a bit of a tale of two starts to both of the sides. But
wow,
yeah, as you would expect, the Netherlands are, very strong up top. When it comes to the middle order, not so much, which is where Pakistan relied on today. And, the middle order really came through, scoring the bulk of their runs.
Right. So, yeah, I've seen it from a scorecard. Mohammed Rizwan got a few, didn't he?
You did tip him as a top run scorer. So, you've done well there already. You're getting something right.
Yeah, not a lot, but the odd little bits and bobs. We had a conversation on the full pod the other day that we were hoping that the toss wasn't going to be all important. It's starting to look like this is starting to be a bit of a thing, isn't it? When you look at the starts that they've been in the second innings of run chases, certainly in the first two games.
Well, you say that. I did hear you guys mention that last night, and the interesting analysis that came from the Sky commentary team was England can't blame that on the toss, because the game was done by 7 o'clock. So, the dew only falls around 8:30. So the ball, which is expecting to sort of, ping on a little bit. Yeah, we didn't really see that much today in the Netherlands game. From my perspective, it looked pretty standard across both innings. The Pakistan bowlers were bowling absolute heat, which we can get onto a little bit later. It was a nice little challenge between Eder and Harris Ralph, which I've got a little story on to tell you a little bit later about, in terms of. But yeah, from my perspective, I think it was pretty evenly matched, first innings and second innings. So I didn't really see that today.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you've said earlier when we were having a little bit of a preamble, there was a few comedy moments of cricket.
Yeah, I mean,
would you like to run us through? Well, run us out on a couple of those, if anything.
Yeah, there was a couple of comedy moments today. I mean, the first was, the run out of Nawaz. First of all, seeing a reverse sweep come in from Shaheen Afridi, the ball going to, I suppose, where would be third man. Nawaz was halfway down the track, tried to run him out at the bowler's end. Bowler fumbles it. Shaheen Afridi calls Nawaz through and ends up getting run out at the keeper's end. So that was a comedy piece of cricket. Yeah, it was.
I mean, to be fair, when you were telling me this story, I was trying to think of. There has been some people within cricket who have been notorious for their running or their inability to run, and it's quite often something that is levelled at certain nations. Pakistan have had their fair share from the joy that was Inzamam Wahak with running between the wickets. Was this another moment that was very reminiscent of that?
Not really. I mean, it was one of those where it was just comical because of the way it all unfolded. I mean, he was just short, big dive to try and get in. There was definitely a run there, but unfortunately, obviously, trying to make his ground at the bowler's end sort of ran past the wickets, then having to turn around with the long legs of Shaheen Afridi.
So some might argue he ran 2.
He arguably ran 3. So it's definitely one of those things that you need to see.
I love that in a run out, especially when it's the bloke that's done all the miles that gets run out. There is no finer sight than that.
Yeah.
Heavy breath of a man who's ran 4, not got a single bean for it, and hasn't quite managed to get away with anything. It does always make me titter. Do you want to take us through the Harris Ralph bowling heat battle?
Yeah, I mean, so I suppose to start off, so this is not the first time that Pakistan have played against the Netherlands, and the last time that these two teams met, Ralph Harris chinned De Leerde, as in so badly it went through his helmet.
Is he in relation to Harris
Yes,
Ralph?
yes. What did I say?
Ralph
Oh,
Harris
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like an Australian in the from the late 90s that no one can ever speak of again.
No, I will. Sorry, yeah. So it's definitely not him, but yeah, it was very comical. So Harris, Ralph, and De Leerde have had history before. In the last game, he chinned De Leerde and actually gave him a black eye. So
Oh,
it was, I mean, he sort of after the game went and said hello and said, don't worry, come back stronger. Today, he bounced him a few times. A few times it looked like he was going to hit De Leerde on the head again. But there was a small moment when De Leerde absolutely nailed one out the middle and pulled him for 6. And Ralph came up to him and said, "Good shot," and De Leerde just winked at him. So it was a nice bit of comical TV, or nice bit of respect, I think. A good ball, good shot. It was good cricket.
He should have responded with, "Do you know what it is yet?"
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been mildly
It
amusing.
would have, yeah.
But no, after a day yesterday of records, Andy Zoltzman brought a record to our attention yesterday. The first time in any one-day international, all 11 batters have scored double figures. And ironically, in the second innings, no one got double figures.
Why was that, Robbo? I mean, what happened there?
Well, because one got 0 and the other 2 got 100.
Fair.
Today we've had another record-breaking event from a member of the Netherlands side, I believe.
Yeah, again, De Leerde, basically the kingpin or the linchpin of the Netherlands in terms of carrying. He is the first cricketer to both take 4 wickets and score a 50 in consecutive innings. He did this last against Scotland in that run chase of close to 300 to get the Netherlands through to the World Cup. And then today, backed up the feat with exactly the same, scoring a good 67 and taking another 4 for. So, congrats to him on another record feat.
But the sounds of it, the game was actually quite close. Well, sort of getting quite close while he was in. There was a few things, but then the Pakistan bowling attack, which we highlighted the other day, is excellent. Sort of ran through him towards the end of the game, other than the final partnership, ruining my accurate assessment of the score in the Super Brew top competition that we're doing.
I must say,
it seems to be South Africans at the top of the league constantly in that for you guys. I don't know if I think me and John are the only 2 English blokes in it.
Yeah, there is a few South Africans, that's for sure. You've actually just put me on the spot there to think about it. So there's Blake, Holger, Bryn, myself, and Marie. Oh, yes, all 5 people are South African that are top of the log at the moment.
Wow,
so
that shows how much they know about cricket. And so what we got coming up? Obviously, I feel today was one of those results that was not a surprise to anyone, really, was it? Other than maybe the margin. But what else is coming up? What we got tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow, myself and John are doing the podcast tomorrow night with you taking a break before your return on Sunday. But cricket-wise...
Return on Sunday.
Yeah. But tomorrow, first thing in the morning, we have a very good game in Bangladesh against Afghanistan coming up. I think that should be a bit of a nail-biter. 2 very balanced sides playing against each other. And then...
I like the way you've gone balanced.
And then what should be a walkover for Sri Lanka playing against the South African side, because who knows which South African side is going to arrive tomorrow.
Well, it won't be the Netherlands, which is fundamentally South Africa D. No, big game, big day.
Yeah.
I mean, big day tomorrow. First double header of the competition. Is it 2 separate times? I'll tell you what, tomorrow we might get to see the old... Is one an early and one a late?
There is one at 6
or...
o'clock and one at 9:30. So the Bangladesh-Afghanistan game is at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then
so that's just a full day. That'll be a full day game then, won't it?
Yeah.
Where it's
that would make sense. It's a 10:30 start local time, and then as you rightfully say, South Africa Sri Lanka is a 2 o'clock local time start. So that will be another day nighter to see some of the Jews. But yeah, so I mean, it's a full day of sport because I mean, for those of you that are inclined to a bit of Formula One, there is the sprint race tomorrow, of which Max Verstappen qualified.
Just for a shock.
Yeah.
Shock, Max Verstappen's on pole.
Yeah, imagine.
How many Dutch fans were there, or were they all at the Grand Prix?
I think they might have all been at the Grand Prix. No, there was a few. There was actually some good support for both the Dutch and Pakistan, to be fair. I'm sure that there's a lot of multicultural people that live in India. So from that perspective, it was well supported. But going back to the sport tomorrow, then there is the, biggest of rugby games in Scotland versus Ireland. So, for those of you that are
That's a big
inclined,
game in the old.
yeah, for those of you that are inclined, waking up at 6:00 to start and finishing at 10:00 tomorrow night. So full day of sport.
Oh, what a day. What a day that could be. You're right. I think that's probably it for day 2, isn't it?
Nice and easy.
Pretty standard day. No one got hit in the head. No one played like they got the bat the wrong way around, which is nice considering that's how England batted on day one.
Yep. So it's just a shout out to all the lads on Super Brew that are playing and keeping up. If you haven't seen, you do see that there's a newsletter that we're going to be sending out daily, and just a bit of a shout out to the top 5 at the moment. So Blake, Holger, Bryn, myself, and Marika. We are currently leading. Jono is somewhere in the middle on 2 points.
There's definitely 3 tiers, isn't there?
Yeah, there's definitely 3 tiers. So,
yeah.
But that could all change after round 1. I mean, it's just the start of it. So keep on trying to get those results in, keep those guesses and estimations coming in, and we'll see where we end up.
Indeed. And like you said earlier, the good people of the Slogging It people will see you and Jono tomorrow, and it'll be me and the ropey one on Sunday.
Yeah. You guys play golf tomorrow, don't you? Or tomorrow and Sunday, for that matter?
No, I'm definitely not getting that one up the flagpole 3 days running.
So it's Jono that. Oh, of course, he was offered to play golf.
His better half proposed that to him that he play golf.
Yeah. Bit of a result,
done there.
But yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Right. Speak to everyone later. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much, Eug. Have fun tomorrow.
Will do. You too.
And I will speak to you later in the week.
Cool. Cheers, guys. Bye.